So welcome to the NoFap Mastery or Hardcore Vegan Adventure. So I'm gonna upload this video on both channels. So I got questions from Miriam from Plant-Based Girl, and she has 4 questions about NoFap. So let's get into it. The first question is NoFap for everybody? So she said that she doesn't have problem with the porn addiction, and she's not like masturbating or having sex and orgasm every day. Of course, if you're not addicted to porn or you're not like ejaculating, having orgasms every day, like NoFap is not gonna be so beneficial for you, because you don't have that addiction cycle in your brain where you have to have like where you're distracting yourself with porn or masturbation and orgasms. Saying for someone that promoting you shouldn't have a vegan pizza anymore, because if I try to eat vegan pizza, I just go all the way back to eating all the vegan junk food. So for somebody that's having problems with food addiction and junk food addiction, they would just like eat the pizza all the time for the next day, and it would be hard to get off of it. But for somebody that can have pizza once a month, vegan pizza, it's not gonna have a big issue, because they're not gonna have that addiction cycle in that. So NoFap is especially for those who are addicted to porn, or who are addicted to like distracting with sex, orgasm, or even like masturbating too often, and they feel like it's interfering with their life. They can't do other things that they would like to do. Or if you're using masturbation as a stress reliever, so if you're, for example, stressed or you have something big going on, and you just come home and wank off, that's not good either, because you're just brushing the issues under the carpet versus just dealing with them. But if you're okay with masturbating without any pornographic images, or if it's just like your imagination, that's fine. If you do it like once a month or something, once per 2 weeks, it's not a big issue. But if you find yourself in any of those areas I mentioned before, you should definitely get on NoFap, and you would experience the benefits. So second question is, what is the exact definition of NoFap? Many people can mean many different things, but officially and for me, it means no porn, no masturbation, and no orgasms. So no PMO. And what about sex? Can you have still sex on NoFap? Definitely, because otherwise nobody would do it. Sex is natural, but we do it without having an orgasm, which we find out that if you have an orgasm, it has impact on you, and you don't find a partner attractive anymore, and you're looking for different girls. So that's why you can have no sex, but try to have without no orgasm, and the sex becomes even better. I know some people even stay away from sex, but I think that's good if you are like if you're not in a relationship, if you're by yourself. That's good for a while, because you're not just sleeping around with people who you wouldn't otherwise sleep, just to get off. And next one is, what does it exactly mean that if you like ejaculate or if you masturbate, that it takes away your motivation? So for me, it's especially if you like watching porn or masturbating, like every time you're doing something in your free time, that's like your favorite thing to go. So instead of focusing on things that will be much more productive in your life, you're just like wanking off, or you just go to watch porn, things like that. Not really addicted. Like Miriam wouldn't really understand it, because like they come home and their first focus is to make videos or write an ebook or just be productive in any way. But for someone who has a like addictive mindset, watch porn, they would just come home, and first 2 hours you would just search different porn websites. Or I remember before, you would just like watch YouTube video, and even a good video would seem boring, and that porn would be the only thing that's interesting. I would just like stop the video, then watch the porn, and then go back to the video later on. So it's incredibly addictive, and yeah, that's why your motivation increases when you stop doing porn. And why is it also no masturbation? Because when you just masturbate, for some people it's also addictive, and it's just a time before they go all the way back to watching porn. So again, only the addict mindset can understand that. If you had like addiction with I don't know, alcohol, drugs, food, any other addiction you would understand better, but porn is definitely a sort of addiction because it has this dopamine release, and then you crave that dopamine release again in your brain. It's a chemical reaction that nature made. So sex is natural, but porn is not, and masturbation would be natural, but again, many people have that mindset where when they masturbate, they connect that to porn, and it's really hard to train that just for masturbation. And the last question is, aren't you gonna be horny all the time and wanna sleep with anyone, and that your standards would just get so low that you would just wanna have sex with anybody? So it's a really interesting question, but no. The answer is actually you get more calm and even less horny that you are right now, because I don't know what is it, but your chemical, the dopamine, will just get stabilized. First 2 or 3 weeks, when you're not like watching porn or having masturbation, you would be actually really horny. You would like actually crave and have like insane urges that are really hard to overcome. And I recommend for many people just to go on like a long hikes or just out of house where you don't have access to internet, because it's incredibly hard not to do it first 2-3 weeks. But after that, it's so easy not to ejaculate. It's so much easier to control your urges, and you don't see women as sexual objects anymore. It's funny, you just focus on what's around you. Your reality becomes much different. So that's why first 2-3 weeks is the hardest, but once you overcome that, it's much easier. So I hope that only people who like on NoFap on a long time understand why they're a long time and why they're able to be on NoFap for such a long time, because you don't become horny all the time. And it's like when you're not on NoFap, it's like you like have to have sex, or you like, like, I just feel like I need to wank off. But when you're on NoFap, you can have sex, like you can get into it, and once you get into it, it's really good, but you don't have to get into it. It's like you're perfectly fine not having sex for 2 weeks. So I know it's a new concept, but yeah, it's especially for the porn addicts or masturbation, sex addicts, whatever. So for Miriam, she said she's not addicted to porn or masturbation, so it wouldn't have such a beneficial effect. But yeah, if you feel like you're dealing with stress with masturbation, it's still beneficial for those people. So I hope this helps. Let me know if you have any more questions, and I'll see you in the next video.